I'd like to start with who we are. We were established 41 years ago when a group of volunteers, how we all started off, provided settlement services to immigrants from Hong Kong because at that time, those folks were not able to communicate in English or French. And so today, Success is one of BC's largest social service agency with offices in 25 locations in Metro Vancouver, Northeast British Columbia, Fort St. John, and Taipei and Seoul. We now have over 400 multilingual staff delivering a variety of services that range from settlement, employment, business immigration, to family and youth community services, and to health and seniors care, and finally housing. For more information, I won't bore you with this, you can find us on our website at our latest annual report. Now to Active Engagement and Integration Project, AEIP, which was started at 2008 as a pilot project with CIC, along with my colleagues here, IOM and CIIP, which was really to assist new immigrants to settle in Canada. So today, we operate our services in Korea, Taiwan, with outreach services in Hong Kong. Essentially, AEIP has two main objectives, which are to support the settlement, adaptation, and integration of newcomers into Canadian society, but by providing pre-departure information and guidance about Canada, as well as to facilitate the adjustment process in Canada for newcomers by promoting community and labor market engagement. Now, since its inception in November 2008 to present time, that is September 2014, AEIP, as you can see from this chart, has served 5,803 clients, but with the majority at 45% being in the skilled worker category, which is now followed by the PNP clients at 22%. And our third largest group is the federal business class at 18%. Then the living caregivers category is at 8.8%, as you can see from this chart, with a family class being at 6%. Finally, the Canadian experience class, not last but least, is 0.1%. I will have to say, just touching base on the PNP clients, these were all destined to all provinces and territories in Canada. But interestingly enough for those of us especially from Atlantic Canada and the prairies, that in 2012 and 13, most of the AEIP's PNP nominees went to Nova Scotia, and then the following year, most of them went to Manitoba. Okay, what about our activities? Our activities fall in various categories. First of all, our pre-departure or group orientation sessions that are 2-hour in length and is required. We have this as a requirement for all of our clients who come before us in both of our offices in Seoul or in Taipei. And then what we call is tailored workshops, which are really in-depth sessions that focus on specific areas such as employment opportunities in Canada, credentialing, and the education system, etc. So finally, a third major activity is what we call the active engagement of case management of our clients. And this is really where our overseas staff work with our clients on a one-to-one basis so that they can develop together, that is our staff and the potential newcomer to Canada, will develop achievable, realistic, and integration plans for their settlement in Canada. And over the years now, we've added 3 other major areas to our programming overseas. And this is, in the first one, in Korea, our sole staff people, because we have a person who has employment background, offers self-employment and job search services. And these kinds of activities, employment activities, are conducted either in person or in workshops and webinars. And our Taipei office really serves as an outreach post to the to our Hong Kong live-in caregivers program, where we give information and orientation sessions to those folks who are located in Hong Kong and destined to Canada. And finally, in our BC office, we provide post-landing services to clients who choose BC as their destination by providing them additional settlement and employment support by working with our settlement and employment programs. And this, as Corinne has referenced, we're really trying to connect between pre to post-arrival. Now, our project also includes a resource center, which is found at our overseas offices, and also what we call a virtual resource center. We're also, in our overseas offices, our staff hosts special events and support groups for clients who are destined to the same province or clients who have similar employment backgrounds. And the purpose of these gatherings and support groups, as we call them, is really so that these folks can meet together, and also they will establish a network in Canada wherever they're going, so that they can actually help and support each other when they get to the communities of or the provinces of their destination. Now, we have tracked since April 2013, as you can see, till September 2014. We thought we might be interested in where are these folks going, right? And so we have found over 18 months that these are the key Canadian cities that our clients are going to, and it really depends on whether you come from through the Taipei office or you come through the Seoul office. And as you can see, our stats show that most Koreans go to Winnipeg from our Seoul office. Winnipeg should be happy. While most newcomers land in Vancouver from our Taipei office, and I think that's obvious. Toronto is still a favored city. Don't worry, Toronto, you're still there. Followed by Calgary and Montreal. But interestingly enough, Moncton has 8% of our clients from our Seoul office. I was speaking to somebody from Moncton, and I believe that there is a real critical mass in Moncton for people from South Korea. And 4% of our Taipei clients land in Ottawa. Okay. We conducted workshop surveys of our clients at both of our offices in order to assess the outcomes of the settlement and employment services. As you can see, we are very pleased to learn that our clients have increased their knowledge of settlement and employment as a result of attending these sessions. Now, in our overseas staff, since April 2011 to date, they have tracked our clients who have arrived in Canada over a 3-month period. As you can see from these stats, I think they also reinforce Corinne's earlier position about post-arrival services, and that we have to really know what is going on after they arrive in Canada. And so our staff have done this on a monthly basis over a 3-month period by either email or by phone, video conferencing, to find out what is the experience. And you can see from here that we've had some pretty good outcomes here. Now, we now have challenges, as we all know that. And one of the things that we're saying that we have found out that language barrier is the key one, and that the solution for us is that we need to have online pre-arrival language assessment prior to coming, as well as online pre-arrival language classes, as referenced by Minister Alexander this morning. The second area that the difficulties and challenges is the settlement process. What we need is really a continuum of services from pre-arrival to post-arrival. And this has to be deliberate and systematic continuum of services. And in order to minimize and eliminate the gaps of the settlement and integration process for the newcomers and their family. How we can do this? We believe it's by technology and direct communications between our overseas staff, the settlement workers in Canada, and the permanent resident themselves. Finally, there is, of course, we all know, lack of market information, challenges of credentialing, the lack of Canadian experience or Canadian networks, etc. And how can we how can we meet these challenges? Again, we believe that technology, we can find the answers through technology by enabling direct communication between potential employers, regulatory bodies, the settlement providers, the industry association, government bodies, and the newcomers through one-to-one conversation, a communication or webinars or case management plans that are developed with our overseas staff and newcomers and shared with our Canadian settlement workers on the ground in the province where where newcomers are destined. And this communication involving all the key actors, we believe, the overseas staff, the newcomer, and the Canadian settlement worker, will really ensure that there are no duplication of efforts and ensures that the person and their family can move on to the next stage of the next phase of the process, which is really to get them to feel that Canada is their home. Thank you.